A lot goes into getting a ski resort the size of Breckenridge open every season.
Everybody always asks, when do we start for winter? The answer to that question is the day Peak 9 closes in the spring. Really focus on all the lifts for the next winter, and it takes about 6 months to get all those ready. We usually get a progression plan from snowmaking on where they're going to start, an update from the patrol teams and lift ops teams on what are their needs lift related before we go into the winter season.
Our snowmaking season started off here in October, and if we do it right, we're going to try to have everything shut down right around Christmas time. We've got about 700 acres of snowmaking terrain that we cover every year, primarily focused in the base areas and up to about our mid-mountain, around 11,000 feet. And that covers all 5 peaks.
It all starts in the weeks and months leading up to opening, planning, strategizing. But at the end of the day, Mother Nature's in charge. And whether we're given favorable conditions or more difficult conditions, we adjust our plan accordingly.
And by the time we get a run open for the public, every team in mountain operations has probably touched some aspect of that trail, that lift, that setup. It takes an entire team to get this place open. It's a fantastic team that collaborates.
Well, because we're spread across 5 peaks, it's important that we connect our different base areas together. So we strategize based on connecting our main areas of our mountain in conjunction with which trails we believe offer the best early season skiing. That strategy also allows us to rapidly open when we do get natural snowfall. We make sure that our main links are in place so that we can get guests and staff around safely.
Our opening progression strategy typically starts off with us making snow on Peak 8, which is supported by the gondola and getting access from town. Work our Peak 8 grouping until we've got at least a couple lifts open on this side, and then we'll start to move towards Peak 9 to try to spread out our terrain.
After we've kind of gotten Peak 8, 9, and 7 open, we really kind of get to a decision point. Do we go to Peak 6? Do we go to Peak 10? A lot of that is looking at weather. It's judging how much natural snowfall has fallen to that point, how much we're expecting in the short term, because those are on opposite sides of the mountain, and we can't spread our resources out like that. So we kind of got to go all in on one area, and each year it's different. One of the challenges that we run into is the sheer size of the mountain. We want to try and keep our resources as close to each other as possible. That maximizes our capabilities.
Generally, the steeper, higher alpine terrain comes later in the progression because it generally requires more snowfall to produce. Only the most experienced people we send up there, and they see all the beautiful sunsets and also all the wildest snowstorms.
We have roughly about 3,000 acres of skiable terrain. Of that, more than 1,000 is our high alpine terrain. It's our bread and butter. It's the best skiing we have. But it's also one of the most challenging pieces of terrain to open. We take the safety of the terrain we open so seriously, and it's a lot more than just a little fresh snow means we're good to open. So we're looking at things from wind loading, slab avalanche formation, rocks just barely being covered with fresh snow. We want to make sure that your day is as enjoyable as possibly can be, and more importantly, as safe as can be. Believe me, first thing we want is to get you up there, but we got to make sure we get our job done first, and then you can help us do the rest.